What up? What up? What up? It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the App Studios. App like you got some sense and smash the like and subscribe button. We like it when you do that here. Also, if you want to fund the madness directly, then hit us up in the Cash App at $Vern Dollars, DOLLAZ. Shout out to everybody who's rocking with us. Yesterday was a complete disaster. Yesterday was a complete disaster, from all of the recordings to the internet and internet access and cell phone access going down. So thank goodness that nightmare is over and we can get some things going. So now that I'm behind, there's so many stories I wanted to cover. Pat Beverly, he defends Doc Rivers from JJ Reddick in his criticisms of Doc. Thought that was silly. And then you have Jeff Brom at Louisville. Jeff Brom is going after tight ends. He's basically running the tight end lottery right now. And then the former Cowboys head coach, he was criticizing Dan Quinn, for the loss to Green Bay. Dave Campo, he went on San Antonio, and I'll go ahead and give you my feelings on that and why I think that's more valid and scary, that someone still has ties to the organization and can be a mouthpiece, an unofficial mouthpiece for an organization to get some things out into the media, to paint people into a bad light. So we'll be back when we come. Yeah, we'll be back. We'll take a quick 20-second break, and then we'll be back from another unofficial word of the sponsors, and then we'll just dive right in. This is Big Vern at App Stupid. Yes, Roast the Host. The Roast the Host is going down May the 10th. I don't know why Roast the Host would be an unofficial sponsor. I mean, that's something that we're doing. So that's just weird. Take that off the board. Unofficial. That's something that we're doing. We're not. Yeah, that's weird. Anyway, yeah, Roast the Host going down Mother's Day weekend. It's our first inaugural live show. We will be laughing at myself, and a lot of people will chime in. There will be comedians that will get the link and they will rip me a new one that you have 2 minutes to be funny. Couple of rules: my wife and kid and dad, they're all off limits. That'll get you run. As soon as you say something about my wife or my kids, you're done. Say something about my dad, you're done. My mom, fair game. I'm fair game. Shows fair game. No racism. That'll get you run. The only qualifications to getting into Roast the Host is you have to be a subscriber of the show, and you also have to be a real person. No bots. So Roast the Host should be fun. You'll be judged by people who are listening to the show live. They're going to go ahead and get their best put downs in. And the winner, we will send you a Cash App so you can take the special lady out in your life on Mother's Day weekend. Roast Host, check us out. It'll be fun. Now, this is going to come from SI, from Jonas Panero. He says that Pat Beverly defends Doc Rivers from scathing criticisms from JJ Reddick. Redick, who previously played for Doc Rivers on the Los Angeles Clippers, claimed Doc is now making lots of excuses for the Bucks. The recent slide when they've lost 3 of their last 10 games, including 2 in a row, heading into the All-Star break. Redick didn't hold back his criticisms of the veteran coach. I've seen the trend for years. The trend is always making excuses. We get it. Taking over a team in the middle of the season is hard. So if you get it, why did you do that? I don't understand that statement. Is that you can sit up here and say he's always making excuses, but then you can say in the same breath, taking over a team in the middle of the season is hard. If that's the case, why not just let it play out? Just like getting traded in the middle of the season is hard for a player. We get it. So if you get these things, then where's your criticism founded at? Again, if you can sit up here and say these words that being a player traded in the middle of the season to another team is hard to kind of finish the season on a high note, and then you acknowledge the same for the coach, and you also say, quote, we get it, then why would you start criticizing him? I think the better question is, who is paying you to criticize this man? He follows that up with, but it's always an excuse. It's always throwing your team under the bus. Now, Doc Rivers, he does throw his teams under the bus. So that's going to be a fair point. But you can't say that you get his dilemma. You can't say, I understand the pain. And as soon as you say, but, you disqualify everything that you said before that. Then Redick proceeds to stick his foot deeper in his mouth. Said they lose to Memphis. Memphis was playing G League guys and two-way guys. Now, I don't know what the cheap shot about the G League is. You have guys who want to go to the NBA who have to work their way in. They're keeping their head down. They're doing the work. They're not getting paid as much as pros, and they play twice as hard as pros at times. The two-way player scam is ridiculous because an NBA team can pick a guy up and then give him these ridiculous two-way contracts where you would have to play in the G League game, drive to wherever the team is at, suit up, and get ready to play in that game. And so as any kind of GM or any kind of coach, you don't know what you got when you look at the roster and you see this guy, and you're like, okay, yeah, he's one of our guys who's developing, but he's dead tired because he had to play in a game before he got there. And now you have to play in an NBA game where everybody is just as fast, just as talented, and they are not going to hold back. But somehow Redick thinks attacking these individuals is bolstering his argument. You look at his quotes over the weekend. Now he wants to take credit for the James Harden trade to the Clippers working out. He wants credit for that. I don't think so. Because James Harden's beef wasn't with Doc Rivers. James Harden's beef was with the owner. And then he was threatening not to play. And then they had to move him. I don't think it was a situation where Doc Rivers was like, hey, look, you need to go over here and play for them, and then things will turn around for you. I don't think that was the situation whatsoever. But in JJ Reddick's eyes, that was it. There's never accountability with that guy. That guy. Put a name on it. Condescending, arrogant, over the line. And this is what ESPN is paid for. They pay for washed athletes to go on TV and make the most hyperbolic statements I think are completely out of bounds. But since we take accountability, I love it when Patrick Beverly came back. And Pat was on Twitter, because you can't say anything in this day and age without somebody responding to you. So Pat Beverly hit him up on Twitter. He says, that man, Doc, he actually saved your career. Started you when no one else would. And no one else wanted to. And you retire, go on TV, and you say that. And he didn't say, my guy. He didn't say that guy. He put a name on it. He put your name on it. Because he at JJ Reddick. I don't follow Twitter. I don't have anything on Twitter. I don't really get down. Number one, it's just weird. But in that situation, right then and there, Patrick Beverly had a mic drop. He had a mic drop. He had a good mic drop on him. And he was absolutely right. See, when you start talking facts and you don't have to go ahead and come with personal insults, we just talking reality. It's always going to beat people. You always going to beat people with that. Now, JJ was in his feelings when he responded to Pat Bev with, Pat, my guy. Y'all not friends? His tone changed when he got checked. And see, when you deal with a man, you got to go ahead and take those repercussions when you talking to a man. Pat, my guy. We not friends. I had a 4-year offer with a player option for the same money to be a starter for a different team. FOH, get the duck out of here, save my career in quotations. And then Pat Beverly hit him with the death blow. If you had that offer, why didn't you go? Ooh, that's it. That's the trump card. Why didn't you go? If you had all these offers, then why didn't you go? You mean to tell me in a game full of alphas, I'm willing to sit the bench for a coach I say I don't like, and I've got offers to go somewhere else and start? It's not the case. So if you go and you look at JJ Reddick's career when he started out in the draft, he only played, when he started out for Orlando, he only played in one 82-game season. And that was 2009-2010. In his final season with the Magic, they went 20-62. 20-62. The guy who is sitting here talking about accountability goes 20-62. Then he doesn't come out and say, I could have shot better. We could have had a better game plan. I wasn't prepared. He couldn't say any of that. But yet he found a way to criticize another guy, a coach who gave him a chance. That was 2013 and 2014. We're talking about almost 10 years ago. He landed with the Clippers. On that team, he wasn't an alpha. He was on the bench. A team of Blake Griffin, Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, Matt Barnes, Jamal Crawford. They had a squad. Nobody was checking for JJ Reddick. And Pat was right about JJ Reddick's career. Because Redick was bounced from Orlando to Toronto, back to Orlando, then Milwaukee, 2 years in Philly, bounced to New Orleans for a year, and then bounced to Toronto, then back to New Orleans before it fizzled out in Dallas, where he played 13 games and nobody cared. So when you talk about those player options, you're talking about those years with the Clippers, I don't think you was a force. And if Doc Rivers didn't give you a look and you didn't land in that situation, you were headed for obscurity beforehand. Because ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. When the rabbit got the gun and he's looking at you and you're shooting your mouth off about people trying to work hard and get into the NBA. Well, now, it's never accountability. Where's your accountability? And then whatever happened to the brotherhood? NBA players don't go after NBA players. Again, shooting your mouth off and somebody is going to hold you accountable for your career. Now that's a problem. I could be wrong. Pat Bev could be over the line. JJ Reddick could be justified. All I'm saying is I'm not going to throw stones in a glass house. I'm not going to throw rocks and then hide my hands. And if you're not willing and ready to talk about your shortcomings and you're not taking accountability, it's hard to hold other people accountable as well. Let me know what you think. This is Big Vern at Ab Stupid. We're just gonna keep moving the train along. Holla at your boy.